Okay, before I go any further, I just want to establish real quick that I am not talking about that god awful what is it? Michael Bay one, okay? We're not talking about that crap. We're talking about the classic one from 1990, okay? Like we're talking about the good one, all right? Let's just establish that. So with that being said, let's talk Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Can we talk Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? Let's talk Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Boy, that was a tongue twister, wasn't it? So Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is a 1990 comic book inspired. Yeah, yes, it is based on a comic book inspired superhero type movie. Oh, what is with all the tongue twisters in this thing? So it stars, well, it stars a lot of people in a lot of suits, we'll say. But I guess the two notable actors you would take is Elias Codiaz. I think that's how you say his name. I like his first name, Elias. He stars as Casey Jones, still to date the best Casey Jones, I think, in my opinion, and Judith Hogue as April O'Neil. She was pretty good as April O'Neil too, actually. But yeah, I don't think people really realize, unless you were there, just how explosive Ninja Turtle fever was like back then. You know what I mean? With like, because the Ninja Turtles, I believe they came out in 1984, if I remember correctly. And they just towards the late 80s really started to get really popular with the cartoon, and early 90s they just exploded, man. Like that late 80s, early 90s they exploded, and this movie is fantastic. Like it has just a really good sense of what it is. And even though the subject matter is, come on, you're four mutated turtles that know ninjutsu and are named after Renaissance painters. Mind you, they were taught all this and named by a sewer rat. That, you know what, man. Story about four Ninja Turtles that are teenagers. I'm pretty sure you got that through the title. Leonardo, Donatello, Michelangelo, and Raphael, and they befriend a woman named April O'Neil, who is a news reporter, and she's doing a news report on a ninja group. I guess you wouldn't call it, like thieves, known as the Foot Clan. That are a bunch of kids being recruited to steal things and basically build an army, to just wreak all sorts of havoc and anarchy in New York. And they of course are being recruited by my absolute favorite character in the entire Ninja Turtles universe and lore, the Shredder. And the Shredder is Oroku Saki. He's an asshole. All right, I'm just gonna be real. That dude, bonus points for the villain in this movie. When I think about Ninja Turtles, well, a lot of people they think about the funny cartoon characters and the feel good cartoon, the comics, or not really the comics, like not the early ones, anyways. Yeah, the later ones, they all have their different colored masks and whatnot. And Shredder in the cartoon series at the time was portrayed as very comical, very silly. And I still loved him. But in this movie, Shredder is a man. He's an ass. I'm just being real, okay? Like that scene when he just walks up to Shredder. I mean to Shredder. When Shredder walks up to Splinter and just straight up backhands the crap out of him, dude. And he's all like, "What are these freaks? How do they know how to fight like this?" And like, Splinter just got pimp slapped, by him. And then he puts that big hook thing like on his jaw. He's like, answer me or something. Or you'll answer. And then Splinter, he reserves his comments. And just Shredder's like, then you'll hang there until you die. It's like, Jesus, man, this is a kid's movie, dude. Shredder is a badass, man, in this movie. They follow the comics, and they don't make him a pushover. Well, they follow the comics to a degree, I should say that. Because in the comics, the turtles all had similar masks, and really what separated them was their weapons. And if I remember correctly, in the comics, it's not even Oroku Saki, it's Oroku Nagi, I believe. But that's something totally opposite. But anyway, then I might be wrong. I don't know if I'm wrong. Feel free to correct me in the comments. But they make Shredder just a badass. I mean, oh yeah, spoilers for a movie that came out in 1990. When the turtles all have to face Shredder, Shredder can single-handedly whoop all their ass, all of them. And I like that. I like how Shredder is not a pushover. He's not a punk, in the movie. Like there's a reason why he's, the leader of the Foot Clan. There's a reason why he's the Turtles' enemy, and I love that how they did it. There's a lot of jokes that went over my head as a kid. You know, um, like one that stands out to me is when like when they're coming back from being on the farm or whatever, April O'Neil's farm, and Raphael's like, now I know what it's like to travel without a green card. I like also when they open the drawer thing or the locker where the kid's hiding. Danny, I believe his name is. And the kid's like, "Don't shoot." Raphael's like, "I don't think it's loaded, kid." I like that one. I love the little fourth wall break. If you catch it, anyways, when Shredder's basically beating the crap out of the turtles, and when Michelangelo's like, "At what point did we lose control?" And then Donatello's like, "I think somebody should tell him that we're the good guys." You know what I mean? Like I love that. You know what I mean? And there's just so many funny jokes and or like when Casey Jones is fighting Raphael, and Raphael like catches the bat, and he's all like a Jose Canseco bat. He's like, "Tell me you didn't pay money for this." Is it, dude? I could sit here and quote the movie. It has so many funny lines and funny scenes. The pros of this movie, pros. The martial arts scenes are incredible. Very well choreographed and acted. The the jokes are hilarious. The jokes are great. They're funny as hell. Shredder, of course, is intimidating. He is nasty. He's evil, man. He's a villain done to perfection. I haven't even mentioned his right hand man, Tatsu. Tatsu's fucking awesome too, and he barely even says anything. Majority of the movie is just grunting, and he's a good character too for what he is, anyways. Another pro is Casey Jones, as I said. Elias Cody is, again, sorry if I'm butchering his name. Terrific job as Casey Jones. Like, terrific character done terrifically by a terrific actor. I think I overdid the word terrific there. Judith Hogue does a very good job as April O'Neil as well. Cons. I think the only con I would give this movie, believe it or not, is I feel it kind of slows down a bit when what's it called? They go to the farm. I get it though. For story purposes, it's basically the turtles finding themselves and regrouping and growing, I guess. But I feel it kind of slows down a bit there. You know what I mean? Because the movie's just firing on all cylinders, and then once it hits the farm, it just kind of drops for a bit. That you could tell that's the slow part in the film. So Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from the original in 1990. What do I give it? 5 out of 5. Honestly, it is terrific. It's a great film. And then it's also crazy that if you look it up, I believe it was the highest grossing independent film for a while. It was an indie film. It's crazy that even though Ninja Turtles had proven to be successful, the cartoons and the toy line and whatnot, studios didn't want to mess with it back then. They didn't want to take that chance, which is kind of insane to me if you think about it. It's like this thing is making money. It's a cash cow with kids. Don't you think you'd want to jump on that, make some money for yourself? But I get it. You know, good old New Line Cinema. They used to take a lot of chances. So Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Have you guys seen it? The original one from 1990. Have you seen it? If you have, let me know what you think. Do you agree with my perspective, my point of view, or do you think it's not all that? You don't think it's that great. And if you haven't seen it, I really think you should check it out. I guarantee you're gonna have a good time. It's good for kids. It's good for adults. It's one of those perfect films for both. You know what I mean? So I want to thank you guys again for tuning into this review. As always, please share this video with a friend. Tell a friend to tell a friend. If you need a friend, I'm right here. You can come over. We can always watch Ninja Turtles together, and you can see what I mean by Shredder being a badass. My name is George Elias, occasional YouTuber, and your friend. I'll see you guys next time. Right? Cowabunga.